your goal is not just to get a high mark on IELTS, but I really hope people to know speaking. What's the definition of being good at speaking? I really have no idea how I got 8 in speaking, which is relatively higher than other parts like listening and writing and reading. No, I still stutter so much. I was rewatching the video I filmed. This video that you are gonna be watching. I am like, who the hell are you to give such advice? It's just all about what I've been doing and just make it fun. In a nutshell, like 4 or 5 years ago, I found this interest in English when I was volunteering in New York in like a Korean English learning camp, and that's where I found my passion for education and English, this like foreign culture, and then like all this eye-opening experience. And I got a job there, and COVID broke out, and I came back to Korea, and I worked remotely for the same camp where I volunteered at. So the company wanted to transition the camp into like an online version, and I was working as a coordinator, and I worked there for like 2 years, and then I got laid off because COVID didn't get any better and the US economy got really worse and worse, and then I got laid off. I got a job in a like pretty big English academy in Korea, and I taught English to primary schoolers for 2 years and a half, and I genuinely enjoyed it, but I felt a little bit trapped in my classroom, and that's what led me to New Zealand. So last year in October, I arrived in New Zealand. It has been actually 8 months, which is quite a lot. Now I feel a lot more comfortable speaking English, but still, when I was in Korea, if you see my previous videos filmed back in Korea, not sure if you can really see the difference. Yeah, it has been actually 4 or 5 years since I started learn English actively and practice speaking actively. How I did it. I've been involved in career-wise, I've been involved in English education sector because they align with my interests, which is like education and English. So I got to use English at work, and I think in my second job, after improving my English to some extent, and then as I teach English and became more comfortable speaking English, the greatest important factor that contributed to my improvement and the easiness of my speaking is my friends, my foreign friends, genuinely. So I have now, I think I have 5 close friends. I'm so thankful to them. 2 of them I met in Korea, because I started to learn English when it was lockdown. When COVID just broke out, I joined an English debate sort of kind of meetup in Korea, and I met this guy called Tenzin. How are you? But you must be really happy because you're with.
I'm meeting you.
And gradually, as I got close to Tenzin, he introduced me to 2 other friends called one Chiyun and one Mark. I met them at his birthday party, and then what sort of party, you know, Westerners, they throw parties a lot. And yeah, and Chiyun is a Korean, but she moved to the US when she was 6, so basically maybe she is more comfortable speaking English, I don't know, but we only speak in English. And Mark as well, I met him at Tenzin's birthday party. Yeah, so because I've cultivated this like meaningful, genuine friendships with them, I met this brilliant friends. I think I met 4 or 5 good friends from language learning apps. Seriously, I can't emphasize more the importance of making foreign friends. And if you like confidence, like going into a place where you have to actually physically engage with people, like in a strike up conversation with strangers, you know, like a debate, English debate. I mean, like debate, the word is very like debating is like not easy. I mean, even like in my mother tongue Korean, it wouldn't be easy, but like having to do that in English, it does sound a bit intimidating, but it's not really if you actually go into there. They just go there to make friends. They don't actually discuss like with political or societal issues. So we just go, oh yeah, what's your name, what line of work you're in, what you like to do, what sort of food you like, shall we go out and have a coffee, or shall we go out and check out the restaurant. And if you're a foreigner in a foreign country where your target language is spoken, then go out and just go to a park or go to grocery shops, and just, yeah, just engage in conversations, and then you feel great about yourself, you feel proud of yourself, and that can actually boost confidence and fluency, all the good stuff. And if you're not a foreigner, if you're in your home country, then you can definitely find this sort of communities where some foreigners go to learn your mother tongue, and you go there to practice English, so it's like mutually beneficial. But again, if you don't have that level of courage, if you can't possibly muster courage, that's too much, oh, like, then please download Hi Native and Hello Talk. I can recommend this more than anything. Seriously, Hi Native is the best. I really want to do something. Apparently Hi Native was developed by a Japanese company, or I don't know, but I mean, I looked it up because I'm genuinely thankful to them, because I made 5 really, really good friends who I've been friends with for 5 years. 4 or 5 years, because we became friends in the beginning of the whole iNative. It's like a brilliant app. It is an app where you can ask native English speakers questions. You can get your writing proofread by native speakers, and they can check your pronunciations as well. And there is no personal messaging feature, therefore there are a lot more, you know, serious language learners. But you can check their profile, and then you can talk to them by adding comments, but it will be in public, so they wouldn't say anything, you know. So therefore there are like less creepy people. Highly recommend Hi Native. And one of them, actually that's how I got my job as well in New Zealand. They corrected my thousands of cover letters. I mean, not thousands, but a lot of cover letters. If I didn't have them, like, how am I going to craft it, or like write it in a, you know, professional and like a refined way? I mean, yes, ChatGPT, but you know, it does sound like very robotic, so you want to make it like a human. Yeah, they help me a lot, and they're also very serious Korean learners, and I do help them. And one of them actually is now in Korea, traveling Korea. Yeah, did ask me what else, like how to order piccolo, and I did tell him that piccolo is not piccolo. By the way, piccolo and like flat white is not really a common type of coffee in Korea. So if you want it, like the same amount of double shot, and then the same amount of milk, and then I translate it into Korea, and then I give it to him. And yeah, it's like really mutually beneficial, super good. And then in the beginning, and people might think like, what should I talk about? But are you not curious, what do they do on their day-to-day life? Because they were born and grew up in a different part of the world. Their hobbies are, what they normally talk about with their friends. Like, I mean, I was genuinely curious, what do those people living in the other side of the planet do on their day-to-day life? Because now I was born and raised in Korea, and like now I understand what do just generally, like me generalizing, each individual has their own individuality, but generally I'm more, you know, obviously familiar with Korean culture and whatnot. But the other side of the world, seriously. And Jiyoon grew up in the US, and Mark moved to the UK when he was 6, but born in Sweden. And then my friend Josh is going to visit me in 2 weeks of time. I'm gonna stay here for a month, and this is my first time hanging out with him, and it's very exciting, and he has helped me a lot with IELTS, seriously, so much. Yeah, sure, speaking, because we, like last night, I don't know where I developed this trauma from, but I can't really sleep by myself. Last night my landlord slept over at his friend's, so I had to sleep by myself. I mean, in my room, like, normally I sleep by myself, but if I'm alone in this entire house, I feel like a bit, I can't really sleep. But anyway, I have that sort of weird fear. But then I shared this fear. I told him that I'm afraid of sleeping by myself, and then he woke up at 5 in the morning, and yeah, we did a video call for like 3 hours, and we do like that, like a regular phone call, video call, at least like 3 hours a week, I feel. Yeah, and then we do this, like, we are kind of an accountability partner, like in terms of doing yoga, and because both of us are quite big into mental health, so we've been trying to help out each other in terms of maintaining sanity, to hold always this genuine, vulnerable conversations, and it's just been amazing. Genuinely thankful. It is also interesting, you will feel that I feel like hearing his insight, or his thoughts on my issues, my problems, or my whatever I go through, and like Josh's from the US, and then hearing from my Korean friends, although I don't really talk to them, but that's something I noticed. So you can really not just speaking wise. And like speaking, what's the definition of being good at speaking? It's just basically, if you speak English as much as you speak your mother tongue, then that's brilliant. But what you do in your mother tongue is just you communicate with your friends, you talk to your family and coworkers. If you can do that with in English, then. But I feel like friends, you have this most vulnerable, like intricate conversations, because you get to talk about like everything. I mean, it depends on the well, the degree can vary depending on the level of your openness to your friends, but, and like sort of receptivity of your friends. But yeah, be comfortable in speaking English. In order to be comfortable in speaking English, the more you talk in English, the more you become comfortable at it. So just, I said it in my previous video, like speak minimum, I said a minimum of 30 minutes a day, but actually do more and then have fun out of it. I mean, genuinely, I really hope people to know that, like, how fun and like and empowering it is. Like, you see yourself being able to express your thought in another language. That's so brilliant. You should feel proud of yourself. I feel like maybe it could be me trying to compensate for my belief that I'm not really smart. But when I speak English and when people compliment my English, I feel like, yeah, I redeem myself. I'm brilliant. So be surprised and be impressed by the progress in your English. You can do it. And if you feel like, oh, I'm not at that level, I can't really, I don't really have a good vocabulary, then you can look them up, like one by one. Seriously, it won't come at once. You will be surprised at how I spoke like 5 years ago. I was struggling. Vividly remember, I was struggling to learn the usage of being. Speaking is fun. Find ways for you to do it fun and like exciting and engaging. If you find it fun and interesting, then like you don't feel stressed. You can do it. You can do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Speak English. Or just like me, just ramble in front of a camera. Yeah, so that's it, guys. And I wish the best. And again, I was such a non-clever student in school. And now I can speak like, I can hold a long conversation with native speakers. So you can definitely do it. You can definitely do it. I was a queen of procrastination. I didn't really like myself, but I know I can do. I believe in myself. I just noticed that I didn't connect this one, so it might sound a little bit different, but maybe I again, I just wanted to emphasize one more thing, that you can do it. Seriously, you can do it. Tell yourself, look in the mirror, you can do it. Sometimes interfering thoughts come up, let them go. Collect your thoughts and remind yourself that you can do it. The more you tell yourself, the better you feel about yourself, the more you become competent and confident in speaking English. I wish you the best, genuinely, and thank you so much for watching my rambly video, but I also recommend you to do it if you want to practice. This can be also a great way for me to practice English. If you want to get a high mark on IELTS, your goal is not just to get a high mark on IELTS, but yeah, I mean, you need IELTS to go to a school in like an English speaking country or whatever. You actually, then you have to make friends. I mean, you want to make friends. You don't want to feel intimidated by, native speakers. So just like it's a big goal. You are going to, you can express your thoughts and feelings, everything in your mind in English. I feel like now, honestly, I'm more expressive when speaking English. English words come up when I have to actually speak in Korean, and I'm very, very proud of myself. That was actually my goal. I remember that like 4 or 5 years ago. Eventually, I will that I can't speak my mother tongue. Well, I can like recall them, but it will take a bit of time. But anyway, so again, because I did it, you can do it. Wish you the best.